So hi guys, this is Rosa Kelly and today we are going to be working on part 2 of my fall mini album. So let's get to it. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So as you know, I am working on this fall mini album. This is a large trifold style album, and this is a tutorial for JS Hobbies and Crafts. So I'm gonna have all the supplies listed below and the link to the store as well. So today we're gonna be working on the inside of the book. I plan on doing one big signature and then use the two covers as two large signatures as well, just like a trifold. So first we're gonna work on the hinge for the center. So I am going to start with a piece of 8.5 by 10 inches, and I'm going to score at 1.5 and 3, and then I'm going to score at 4, 5, 6, and at 7. And finally, we're going to score at 8.5. So now we're going to fold this in half, just like so. And I'm going to grab the first two 1 inches from the half, and I'm going to pinch those two together. So we're going to have one large 2-inch hinge like so. So then I'm going to turn this around and add some tape so we can join these two together. So make sure that you don't add tape on the bending point. So I'm actually gonna do 2 lines together. Okay, and then we're gonna join these together like this. And now I'm gonna open this up and we're gonna have this big one hinge. We are gonna fold along this 1-inch line that we did. So I'm gonna fold both sides just to give this a little flexibility. And we want this big 1 inch because we want to be able to have enough gussets so the page will fold basically like this, and it's just more flexible to because I plan on making these 2 pages very bulky. That's why I want a big 1 inch, kind of like when we did our lab book tutorial. It's very similar to that. Okay, so now I am going to just glue this down, and I have 2 score lines here. The last one, it's not really fitting on mine. You probably don't need it, but we're gonna use the first score line as a guide to line it up with this gap here. So we're gonna line it up on the top and bottom just like this, and we're gonna glue this down. And then I'm just gonna press this down, make sure it dries before we bend it. And I'm gonna grab my ruler and I am going to score again where these 2 little lines are. So I am just going to mark, and that is where we're gonna fold these. Okay, so now we're gonna bend this again, and it bends pretty easily. So here we go. Okay, so now we are going to work on this side of the album. So we're going to start with a piece of 6 3/4 by 8 3/4, and this is going to be the base, and we're going to build the page on top of this, and then we're going to add it into the book. Okay, so that's going to be for the inside left cover. So now I'm going to be adding some different layers and interaction to that base. So I'm going to start with 2 pieces here. I'm going to cut them together, and I'm also going to do 6 3/4. Okay, and I am going to do by 10 inches, and I'm going to score these pieces along the 10-inch side at 8.5 and 9.5. Okay, so we're going to give it a good 1-inch gusset. Again, same thing for this one, 8.5 and 9.5. So now I have these 2 different score lines, and we're gonna add double-sided tape to this 1/2 inch gusset, and we're gonna do the same for both. So let me just find my tape. here we go. So I'm gonna add just like this. Okay, so now I'm gonna bring back my base, the base that we cut, and we're gonna add these two on the top and the bottom. Okay, so I'm gonna peel off just a little bit of the tape, and I'm gonna lay this flat for now and just add these along the top. And then we're gonna do the same with this other piece, and we're gonna place it along the bottom of this page. So again, we're gonna line it up, lay it flat, and then we're gonna take off the tape, and here we go. Okay, so now we're gonna stand up the 1-inch gussets like so, and you are gonna see yourself with the page like so with a big 1-inch gusset. Okay, so now I'm going to use 2 pieces again, and I'm going to cut these at 8.5 by 7. So here we go. Okay, so now I'm going to place these along my scoreboard, and we are going to score at 7 inches, or actually at 6.5. Okay, and at 6, and I'm going in reverse, but you can most definitely score at 1/2 and 1. I think that makes more sense. So we're gonna do the same for both. We're gonna score at 1/2 and 1. So now this page has a 1/2 inch gusset, and again I'm gonna fold along the score lines, and we're gonna place our tape on the first 1/2 inch line here. So I'm just gonna do both again. Okay, and now we're gonna bring the base again, open it up, and okay, so let's open this up all the way, and we're gonna place the 2 new layouts that we did on both sides of the main base page. So I am going to go along the left like that, and take that out, and you'll notice that this page is a little bit smaller than the base, so make sure to center it up and down equally. And then I'm going to take off this other tape, and we're gonna place this down here. Okay, so now we have 2 side openings with a 1/2 inch gussets once we stand these up, and then we have the 2 large openings as well. Okay, so now we are going to cut a piece of paper and cover the main piece here on the center. Okay, so I cut this piece. This measures 6.5 by 8.5, and we're gonna add it onto the base. Okay, so we're gonna start like, okay, so now I'm gonna put this to the side for a minute, and we're gonna work with the scrap pieces that we have. So this measure 5.25 by 12, and I have 3 of this, and this is, you know, okay. And I'm just gonna cut this in half so I can build a waterfall. So we're gonna cut these at 6 inches. So, okay, so these little pieces are gonna be 6 by 5.25, and I'm gonna score 1/2 inch along the 5.25. So I'm just gonna do 1/2 inch, and for these ones it doesn't have to be exact. I mean, you can work with the scrap pieces that you have. Just make sure they're all the same size. So now I'm just gonna fold along the score line. Now we're gonna start building our waterfall. So I am going to start from the bottom to the top. So I'm just gonna add some glue, and I'm going to leave about 1/2 inch spacing from the bottom, and I'm just gonna place it down just like that. And then I'm gonna do the same with the next one. We're gonna add glue to the 1/2 inch flap, and I'm gonna place it right on top, or not on top, but you know where this line ends, that's where you want to connect to the next piece. Okay, so just like that, and I'm gonna continue adding all the pieces. Okay, so we have the waterfall done. I am going to now work on the two sides here. So I am just going to start with a new sheet of paper, and I'm going to cut these at 8.5 by 6 inches. So we have two pieces, and I'm going to score 1/2 inch along the top, and then I'm going to add some double-sided tape. So let's go ahead and do the 1/2 inch. Okay, so we're gonna do 1/2 and 1/2, and then I'm going to fold along the line and add the tape. So here we go. Okay, and I'm gonna do the same with the other piece. Okay, so now I have the two pieces, and we are going to add these along the top on these two side pages. So I'm just gonna match the corners. Okay, and then I'm gonna take that out, and I'm gonna do the same over here. Take the tape out, and then we're gonna match the corners on the top, and here we go. Okay, so now we have two flaps like that, and I think I love adding all kinds of different interactions. So okay, so now we're gonna close these two pages, and I am going to build here. So now I'm going to use 2 more sheets of 12 by 12, and I'm going to cut these at 6 inches, and then we are going to do 6 inches again. So then I'm gonna do the same on the other one, and now I have 8 6 by 6 pieces, and we are going to score along one of the sides at 1/2 inch, and I'm gonna do the same for all the pieces. Okay, so now I have all the pieces, and I fold along the score line as well. So I'm going to do 4 and 4. We're gonna do 2 little booklets. So I'm just going to use my glue for these, and I'm gonna add the glue and just put it right on top of the other one. So we're gonna stack one on top of each other, and we're gonna do 4. So that's 2. There's 3. Oops. Okay, so again, just on top, make sure you just line up the corners just like that, and then we're gonna do 1 more right on top here. Okay, and we have 1 more hinge on the back, which is going to be attached into the page, and we're gonna do the same with the other 4. Okay, so I have the 2 booklets, and we're gonna add them into the page. So we're gonna put those 2 on top of the, you know, one of the 2 sides. So whichever you have on top, we're gonna add 1 up there. So I'm going to add my glue here as well. Okay, we're gonna place it along the top, just like that. And I'm gonna do the other one on the bottom. Okay, so we're gonna put it right along the bottom. Here we go. Okay, so now we have the 2 booklets added, and now we're gonna close them up. We're gonna open them and just alternate one from the bottom and one from the top, just like this. And now we are done with this page. And what I want to do now is add my magnets. So I'm gonna add a magnet here to keep these two close. So I'm just gonna open that up for now, and I'm gonna use the large magnets again. So let me just do one, and let me take off the page, the stickiness here. So we're gonna open this flap and place it right here, just on the center. Now I'm gonna close the flap, and I'm gonna use the second magnet and just add it right there. And I'm gonna open the stickiness here, take this little paper out, and now we're gonna close it. And when we close it, this is going to attach to the other side. So make sure that your gusset is perpendicular to the page. So I'm gonna turn this around, and I'm just gonna make sure my gussets are standing up perpendicular to the page, and then I'm going to close it. Okay, so I'm gonna put that down, and then we're gonna close the top and bottom, and we're gonna do the same thing. So we're gonna make sure that the page is perpendicular like this, and that's how we're gonna place our magnets. So let me open that up and use one magnet here. And see, let me take out this sticky. And we're just gonna put it on this side, just like that. And I'm gonna grab the other one and place it right there. Okay, so let's take that out. And like I said, we're going to make sure these are perpendicular. So I'm gonna put it on this position, and then I'm going to join them together like this. Okay, and I'm gonna press down so it sticks, and then I'm gonna open it. And here we go. So now we're done with this side of the book. Here's the magnet that catches into this one, and then we're gonna open that, and then we have all this room for pictures like that. Okay, so now we're done with this page. I'm also going to cover everything with paper, and we are going to add this page into the left side. So I'm just gonna add glue all over the back. Okay, so now we're just gonna place this whole thing on the left side. So we are done with this section. I hope that you guys are enjoying the tutorial so far. I'm gonna be back next time with the other two parts of this album. Don't forget to visit the store, JS Hobbies and Crafts, to get all the supplies that you need to make this project. And if you are trying this for yourself, don't forget to tag me on Facebook or Instagram. I would love to see your completed projects as well. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.